I might go there for dinner.
That hurt my arm. What's been happening? We got Jared's S15 stitched up, back in the shop. Came back up on Sundays for the Car Stories Hidden Gem car event that was at the Good Shed on Sunday. So it came back up for that, so we could go to that event, and also so it could come back here so we could do some little finishing off things. Got it ready for Matsuri, and now we sort of got to get it ready to go out into the world, you know? Plus, the other sort of thing we wanted to look at was all the data from Matsuri, so we could sort of go over that and make sure everything's sort of where we want it to be, and also do a sort of like nut and bolt check and just a check over of everything on the car after a big event. So inside the car, I haven't put it on yet, but I'll put it on before George shows you the B-roll shot of inside, but mounted the keypad in a different location to what it was, and also added a cup holder. That's pretty much it on the inside. We put the passenger seat on a slide rail for him because he wanted that. For the slide rail to actually work the way I think he wants it to work, it's probably going to need a reclinable passenger seat. I think the idea is so that you can get people in the back seat, but it's just not going to happen with a fixed back seat. But we did that, and then from there we are taking this down to the dyno. Taking this down to our dyno. Insert clips here, George, if you want, or not. So we got our dyno, we actually got our mainline four-wheel drive hub dyno delivered last week. So we have now got that set up and working in Mort Street. Had a few little teething issues with it, but we ended up, we sort of got it all figured out and got it all sorted through mainline support, and they were really useful, they were really handy. So if you've ever got your own mainline dyno and you want support, be sure to ring them because they're really good. But yeah, we got that set up. We're in there. We're in there. We're using it. Blake's here. Blake's there. We're in there. We're in Mort Street. We're using the dyno room, getting it all figured out. We want to get some sound deadening stuff in the actual dyno room itself. Just first car we put on there was obviously G up, so we ran G up. There is an unboxing video of the dyno coming. There's an unboxing video of the dyno coming, so that'll be out very shortly. If you look over behind you, there's actually a couple boxes left over, George, that are now empty because there's no dyno in it because we unboxed it. So we'll probably turn that into like an actual sort of dyno unboxing and using video, I guess, so it's a little bit exciting, not just watching me smash apart timber boxes, because that's pretty much what I was doing. But yeah, we're taking this down to our dyno today. We're going to set up the nitrous properly, get that working properly, and then we're also going to try and get the flat shift, like the flat shift, no lift shift set up, working with the sequential. So with the sequential gearbox, they've got a load cell in the handle or on the linkage of the handle. So once it senses that you're shifting, it puts an ignition cut into the ECU. You know?
Sounds like Spanish to me.
Unloads is probably the best word for it. Shifts and then loads the gearbox back up all automatically without you taking your foot off the throttle or pressing the clutch. So that's the stuff that we've got to set up. So hopefully we're going to take that down and get that all sorted today. And then, it'll go back to Jared and he can take it out and play with it himself. So that's it. That's the update on the S15 and the dyno and street race solutions in general. Dyno's coming. We didn't really, I guess we kind of did hint at it a little bit, but not really. But it's here now, so that's exciting.
Before.
That's pretty close.
Yeah, but I didn't break the actual like.
Oh.
Honestly, I just trimmed into it a little.
I know a guy at Grand Central who fixed that right up for you.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Kamal.
Who's Kamal?
Yeah.
Where's he work?
Fingers RS.
Isn't that on the first floor? So we've got Chris's Juddy. What brand of Falcon is that? Like what model? XD? XD. So we've got Chris's XD Falcon in. He had just a normal fan on it. Just wasn't good. Wasn't his biggest fan. That's going on the Falcon. We had to, so I've notched it out here. I've just got to put a bit of foam on it underneath. So down here, we're not going to put bolts in the top bit, because once you bolt the bottom on and the top bit sleeves under there, put a bit of foam under there, it doesn't need it. It just doesn't. So I'm not doing it. So that's pretty much dialed in. Want to talk about red one? All right, we can talk about red one. So nearly got all the fabrication button up on the S15. Currently working on a catch can, doing a catch can, putting it up in the top corner, sort of under the wiper motor. Other than that, that's what this mount's for. Moving on to this mount. So I'm gonna put that down underneath, put a little kick in there, and that'll bolt to the tower. I've got to put a drain on it. We just need to add a 1/8 MPT weld on in there for our intake. Do quite a bit down the front here, down the bottom. So all the front rad support bit had separated, so all your spot welds are separated, so the cast, where it holds your caster arms, pretty much just was gone, falling loose. Did you just say rooted? We can't put that on there. This is a family orientated channel. You will be. You muppet. So yeah, if you know S chassis, you can see that it's a bit different down this end. If you don't know S chassis, then we won't look too far into it. I think I'm going to hand it over to them, to the other half of the crew, to then start mounting fuel pumps. I just noticed it's got no rail, no injectors, no nothing, so we're going to have to chase that down. You want to see something cool? We had a visit today. Yeah, we had a visit from Penny. Penny come down and visited me this morning. Haven't seen Penny in a while, so that was good. It was good to catch up. I think we'll leave it at that for now. What do you reckon? We'll leave it at that? Or this? I'm going to burn your car now without that. You know what I need? Stick some fake eyes on my helmet so I can sit here and have a kit. So what I do, right, is instead of having your fork across here to really hold it, I'd like to move it here so I've got all this room. So when I'm drifting, I don't get interrupted by this. Because if I was this way, you know?
Yeah.
See this here though? Keep this on the low down, but when I need, there's coppers chasing me, George. I flick that puppy, ejecto-ceto, there I go. They follow the car and I go above them. So I live on a farmstead, right? You know, weekly bins, when I put the bins out, I got to walk it like a kilometre up the driveway.
Yeah.
So I had this installed. But you get the concept. It's got a fish in it. What type of fish do you reckon?
Down at the trout.
No, it's not a cod. Let's have a look quickly while the tide's still out. Oh, get away with that. Oh my God, it's a Barra in the deep blue. We got a Barra on a Wednesday. It's not even Monday and we got it. I believe it's probably the most correct mod you could do. It's still Ford with Ford. So you get these wankers that go and put LS's in Nissans. You know? Even Toyotas, but it's like, it's not their right. They're right.
Just not right.
No, like it's not. At least you can put a Ford motor in any Ford and it'd be okay. Oh, where's its lungs?
Where'd you go? Where were you?
Get some supplies.
Yeah, where from where?
None of your business.
Tighter man? Show us your haul, what you got. What are you doing? Just turning you down.
Bob the Builder.
Bob the Builder, what are you building? Do you want to give us a rundown? What are you doing?
Building a roof.
Why?
Ceiling, actually.
A ceiling. What are you building? I've already got a mic. What are you building, a ceiling? Where are you going? He's wheelie strong, yeah. Oh well, he's building a ceiling. You heard it here first. Stay tuned for that on the next episode. Like, comment, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.
I didn't mount it. I didn't mount it.
Okay.
Did I? From what I gather, George, we've got over half our staff standing under stitched up at the moment.
Even say 3/4.
You wouldn't be far off, honestly. If we did a head count, George, we would be pretty close to 3/4 of our crew. Basically, work commencing under there. The new bloke's just got his hands on his hips, looking at the floor or his phone. I'm not too sure, I can't see. But as long as he's looking somewhere, you know, like, we couldn't have him just looking at nothing. He's new, he's got to learn. Anyway, George, I'm going to have to leave you. I've got to put my crime gloves on and go do some jobs.
Someone's got to do it.
Honestly, if I wasn't here to do it,
It's not going to do itself, is
it
it?
really wouldn't. Some days I wish it could, but we aren't that lucky, so how often do you reckon the new bloke trims his beard? It's very
Do you think it's daily?
straight cut.
Huh? Do you think it's a daily cut?
Oh, yeah, you'd just have to stay pretty on top of it, wouldn't you? Like at least like every second or third day, just run the clippers around it. Surely you wouldn't attend a barber shop to do that. Oh, Sam's chewing on something. See what he's about to grab there. That's a douche plug. They've got to be German, I swear, 'cause the way you spell douche is above my pay grade. I almost would think, by the way he's looking around, he understands the chassis quite well. Let alone the douches.
Who do you reckon?
I reckon he's plugged a couple, yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah, he's a plugger.
He is a plugger, isn't he? But then you'd think the new bloke could hold the spotlight for him. Instead of holding the hoist up. Maybe the hoist is unbalanced, it's a bit wobbly.
It is due for a service.
Yeah, they get rickety in their age, you know? It's like an old barn. It's just on 2 legs. And no roof. Or doors.